Hello, this is Shirley the Herb Lady, and today we are going to speak about one of my favorite herbs, black walnut. It is beneficial for the blood, the intestine, and the nervous system. It also kills parasites. That's mostly what I sell out of the shop. I sell it to get rid of parasites from the cat, the dog, the children, any of them, and sometimes they pass pretty long parasites. It's excellent ability to burn up toxins and fatty material, and we all need our fatty material burned up. It can regulate blood sugar levels in the body. Black walnut contains natural fluoride that makes your teeth stronger, and you can even brush your teeth with the liquid one I have, and it helps with gum disease, all that. It can be used for skin problems such as athlete's foot. Black walnut is used to restore teeth enamel, and they said if you use it long enough, the enamel will be stronger and stronger. It contains a conjuret which has been found to protect a protective antidote for electric shock, and that's the one item that I knew about, that you could use it to help people after they've been shocked by electricity. It helps them to restore their body. Black walnut works in the blood, the intestine, the nerve system by killing infection. It also kills fungal infection, parasites such as worms, ringworm, herpes impetigo, thyroid, skin rash, lupus. It helps regulate blood sugar, burns fat, helps childbirthing, cramps, insect bites. It's used for skin problems. It helps with athlete's foot, yeast infection, gum disease, intestinal parasites, tapeworms, and TB. Black walnut has been shown to be a treatment for candida. Black walnut helps tone and heal inflammation and damaged tissues when applied topically. When taken internally, it's used good for anemia and diarrhea. Black walnut's astringent property means it tightens up, and it's beneficial for hemorrhoids. Black walnut has been shown for ringworm, and in China and Japan they use it to kill tapeworms. Black walnut is a good source of iodine. It's popular for thyroid. It stimulates your thyroid. A lot of people think taking a thyroid pill, it does make your blood look right, but it's not feeding the thyroid. Black walnut feeds the thyroid, and so it really helps the thyroid to stop working like it's supposed to. It helps. Black walnut has linoleic acid in it, which is a fatty acid necessary for healthy cells. Black walnut has prostaglandins, which helps with skin problems and eczema and psoriasis. Black walnut provides a source of trace minerals such as selenium, iron, and potassium. In the science in the University of Missouri, they found that it reduces blood pressure and inhibits the formation of tumors. The black powder has been used as a tooth powder to clean the teeth and to tighten the teeth and to tighten gums. Black walnut is also used to rebuild enamel and whiten teeth if left overnight. You put the capsules we have, the company makes them in it, they're real natural, and you put a capsule on this side and a capsule on that side, and it's just let your enzymes and your mouth break it down, and then take your tongue and go back and forth, and you got black teeth, but it tightens the gums up and it feeds the gums, and then in the morning brush your teeth and they get wider and wider with black walnut. Black walnut expels worms, balances minerals for diabetics, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and intestinal worms. Black walnut can protect against heart disease. Black walnut has 4.8 grams, 1 ounce has 4.8 grams of protein and 7% fiber and 11% magnesium and 4% iron and 10% B6. It helps with the heart. It contains oleic acid that works against the fat that accumulates inside the arteries. And when the fat stays in the arteries, it can rupture and completely block the flow of it. But if you take black walnut, it literally breaks it down and cleans the artery out. So honestly, it really, really helps. Black walnut is also a tonic for weak tissues, having a mild toning and astringent action. Hulls can help to tone up the intestinal walls and are best remedy for leaky gut. Black walnut is powerful remedy for a low thyroid. When you have a slow thyroid, if you're overweight, you have a slow thyroid. If you don't have a lot of energy, or if you've got cold hands and cold feet, you have a slow thyroid. Autoimmune disorders are usually connected with leaky gut. Black walnut helps to fix that problem in the bowels because it affects the thyroid. Black walnut helps fibromyalgia. People with fibromyalgia are often low in iodine, so check your iodine. And you also need your blood purification. The lymphatic, which can be taught as the body waste disposal system, empties into the arteries at the neck, at the right side where the thyroid sits. See the thyroid, and your lymph gland empties there. And some people, the doctor even cuts the thyroid out. You need to just clean it out. It's like cleaning a house. Clean your thyroid out so you can keep it, because it does many things. Walnuts, when you eat them, are rich in omega. They're high in magnesium, B6, and B1. Walnuts are good for adults and kids, especially the brain. It improves the brain, increases the memory, and boosts the brain cell activity. Walnuts has been a strong antioxidant properties that helps children to get rid of toxins and free radicals. And free radicals, I used to see it when I did live blood analysis. The next thing is cancer, so you don't want no free radicals. It's from being around toxins. And walnuts take the free radicals away. And the health benefits of walnuts is, first, black walnut expels parasites. And then it promotes good skin by tightening the skin up. And we all need good, tight skin as we get older. Eczema, acne, and psoriasis. It improves your heart. It works with your kidneys, your gastro health, your toothache, any toothache, snake bites, also syphilis. Dr. Christopher, in the class that I took, he always told this story, but he didn't tell the whole story. And when I was reading his report, his information book, I got more information about what happened to him. He always told the surface. Now you're going to have the details. To Christopher, he wanted to go in World War II, but he did not want to fight. So they stuck him in 8 different areas in the hospital to do cleanup man. He cleaned up everything that was the doctors and the clinic people did not want to do. Dr. Christopher did. And so, but a soldier came in suffering from impetigo, and he had 3/4 inches of this all over his head, and they had tried 9 times to get rid of it, and he was 9 times he was in there 31 days each time, so 9 times 31 days, and he had brought people from all over the United States, all different kind of doctors, to get rid of this growth that was on his head, and they could not get rid of it. So the Army wanted to release him as a medical discharge, and he didn't want a medical discharge. And he says, well, we can't do anything about it because we've tried everything. And Dr. Christopher was standing beside him, and he said, I know something that can help. And the major turned around and said, blankety, 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 blank. He said, you mean your herbs? And he said, yes. He said, yes, some of my herbs. One of the following, who was the head of the clinic, said, when is this unveiling going to be? And Dr. Christopher snapped back and he said, 7 days from today. And this, because they had taken him one end to the other end about how he was a funny guy for using herbs. I mean, they would not let him have any peace at all when I heard all the stuff they did to him because he believed in herbs. but he knew what that man had. He could help because that man, it was so bad. He had other sores that was bleeding down on his head too, and so this man had been hospitalized 30 to 36 days at a time, and nothing had worked. So they came back Monday, and they said, "Okay, we're going to let you have him, but the man has to do two things." And the patient had to sign two papers before he was turned over to Christopher. One stating he was no longer a member of the United States Army, and two, that he was no longer a United States citizen, but a foreigner, and at Fort Lewis, and he was at Fort Lewis and Lewis under treatment. The Army could have been sued otherwise if something had happened to him. So Christopher called a man in Salt Lake City who had a black walnut tree, and he was a professor of the University of Utah. He asked him if he had some husks from the outside of the nut and from the nuts, and he said, "Yes, we just did our harvest this year, and the husks are under 2 feet of snow." This guy must have been a really good friend, because listen to what he asked him to do. Christopher said, "Will you go out and dig up the pile of husks and send me a big sack full of them to Fort Lewis? And can you get them on the plane tonight?" He did, and I had the husks the following morning. And Christopher made up a gallon of tincture of black walnut using rubbing alcohol. Well, in the Army, they're not supposed to use 90% proof, so they had to use rubbing alcohol. And see, if he had used 90% proof, he could put it on the head plus inside him. But rubbing alcohol, you don't want to put inside. It's not. So the tincture was ready in 2 days, and after 2 days, the usual time, it takes 14 days. But he said he was under a lot of pressure, and he said he gave the credit to the Lord giving the tincture its potency, because they wanted to see it. So he made a nightcap up, and he covered the man like a football helmet with gauze. He kept on going around and 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 around, and then he put tape on it to hold it. And at the crosses where the tape did not cover, he inserted a syringe, and it had black walnut in it, and he kept on till it was soaking wet all over, and the man was kept under guard, because he was a foreigner, because he had signed that paper. And he spent 4 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and they just kept on squirting that stuff in and keeping it soaking wet. So Monday, they was waiting for the show, and the two MPs brought the soldier in. The major said, "Let's see the case." So Christopher loosened the top and took it off, and the head was clean like a baby's bottom. There was no sign of impetigo, and the secondary infection where the scalp had bled, that was healed also. The major used a few words that Christopher would not repeat, and he said, "I have been a dermatologist for years, and I have never seen anything that horrible heal as rapid as what you have used." The major sanctioned me to treat all patients brought into me with herbs. He officially made a herb doctor in the He said, "I was officially made a herb doctor in the United States Army, the only one known in World War II. Men from all over Fort Lewis, even the generals, came because I had the only formula, the black walnut tincture that would heal jungle rot, the only one. Remember, the leaves and the barks are astringent, constricting and confirming flabby tissue. It works with eczema and impetigo, acne, dandruff, boils, itching, shingles, ringworm, and it also gives your hair a luster, a beautiful luster. Now, why don't you give black walnut a chance to help you with your problems and have it taken care of?"